Real Madrid, Manchester City has been dubbed the Champions League Clásico. Guillaume Balaguer has reported for us from a lot of those games. He is at the Bernabeu for us this evening. This has become a fixture that we look forward to, Guillaume.
As you said, Kate, it's a classic, if you like, of our times that met. This will be the 15th time in 12 years. And there was one player that, even though he's got a broken finger in his left hand and problem with his knee, didn't want to miss it, Mbappé. But he's going to be on the bench. He wants to be present because, of course, on the other side is the challenger alongside Harry Kane to be the best striker in the world. Haaland, the most efficient forward in the history of the competition, 1 goal per game. Pep Guardiola returns to the stadium where he's hated the most, and on the other bench he will be one of his pupils. Xabi Alonso suffered as a player when he was at Real Madrid, especially when Pep Guardiola introduced the false nine of Messi. It took a while to adjust. Then Xabi went to Bayern Munich, and he said, now, I wish I had met Pep Guardiola earlier, open up his mind. Xabi became a coach, went to Manchester and met Pep Guardiola, and again, Pep felt, you know what, he's not just going to be a good coach, he's going to be a great manager. And that's why Pep Guardiola backed up Xabi Alonso yesterday in the press conference. They've got a personal relationship. He respects him a lot, but quite clearly, the question that's in the air is it the last game of Xabi Alonso for Real Madrid today?
Yes, we will be talking about that. That's an interesting talking point. Again, we'll get to that a little bit later in the show. No Kiki. Micah, what are we going to do?
We've got Haaland.
Yes, we do.
We've got Foden. Don't you worry.
Woo. Okay.
Kiki,
Ooh.
Mm.
And what was that? Puppy?
I actually didn't know what word he said.
A student, in terms of...
Like pupil.
Yeah,
oh, pupil.
Student. I give you the other word. Like,
Okay, never mind.
I got it, but I thought it was funny.
We're going to start this segment by taking a quick look at the live standings with you, so you can see how close the race is for that top 8 in the Men's Champions League. Real Madrid right now in 6th place. They're on 12 points. That's just 2 points ahead of Manchester City, who are in 12th place. So tonight, obviously, then 3 points could prove just totally crucial for either of them to finish in the top 8. For more on what has become one of European football's biggest rivals, we're going to take you out to the Bernabeu to Guillaume Balaguer, who we've already seen today. Guillaume, is there any team news? I guess, can we start there?
Yeah, we've got team news. Real Madrid has got a lot of absentees, as you know. The last two to fall is Militao and Camavinga, so a couple of surprises. In the middle, it will be Ceballos instead of Camavinga. At the back, Raúl Asensio, Rudiger, with the fullbacks of Carragher and Valverde. There is hardly nobody else that can play in those positions. And Mbappé has not fully recovered. He may be available for later on in the game, but it will be Rodrigo on the right-hand side. It's 30 games without him scoring. Vini on the left-hand side, and Gonzalo up front as a number 9, which guarantees a lot of running and trying to get the ball back. Perhaps not so many goals as Mbappé, but he worked really well in the Club World Cup for Real Madrid. Manchester City is the same team that beat Sunderland 3-0, and it is the debut of Cherki in the lineup for him at the Champions League. So a similar side, as we say, that one that you expect of Manchester City, but of course the talking point is on the other bench, is on Xabi Alonso. And having spoken to many sources in the last few days, I can tell you that the board feels that there is not enough harmony between the players and the manager. They're not following everything that he does, and that he hasn't found the formula for Real Madrid to become a regular winning side. It's 2 wins out of the last 6. That doesn't seem enough. But the question is, will he get the sack today? Well, his agent is here, but he was always going to make this trip for personal reasons. It's not that he expects something to happen at the end. The media will tell you that if it's a disaster, if they lose 5-0 against Manchester City, it may happen. He certainly is on the verge, but the entourage of Xabi Alonso will add something else. The culture of the club cannot be changed. The players are doing what they want. It is now 10 years ago since Florentino Perez told Ed Woodward, one of the executive of Manchester United, that basically the power of Real Madrid falls 90% on the players, 10% on the coach. That percentage is more or less the same now, which means that they're not feeling comfortable with Xabi Alonso, and that is, in my eyes, the beginning of the end. When will that happen? We will see, but Xabi Alonso knows this club very well, and knows how it all works.
Guillaume, thank you very much. Everything there, the picture that Guillaume paints feels like a bit of it's a very clear statement on the culture of the club at Real Madrid, isn't it? And feels a bit sad almost that, just half a season in, Alonso could now be in a place where this particular game is make or break for him. Thierry?
It's not sad, it's Real Madrid. The other day we had Gareth Bale talking about at Madrid you manage a team. Now you have a guy there, when you talk about obviously Xabi Alonso, is coaching a bit too much for some people and not managing enough. So that's the situation. We've seen it with Sarri when he went to Juve. Some players were complaining that he thought he was still at Napoli coaching a team. And at Juve, apparently some players were also saying you need to manage the group a bit more. Look, I don't personally agree with it, but that's the way it is. I can repeat again. Gareth Bale was sitting there the other day and was telling us that at Madrid, what you need to do is to manage players. I feel sorry for Xabi Alonso because you could see what he did with Leverkusen when he was able to coach a team that was going to listen to what he was going to do. But it's a different ball game. It's a different approach.
The interesting thing is that obviously I know Xabi well, playing with him, and he's an outstanding coach. Obviously, you think at the start of his managerial career, what he did at Bayer Leverkusen. So you're thinking, is he the next Pep Guardiola type of figure in the game? But Thierry's right. But the intriguing thing is, Alonso's not going in there blind. He's been a player at Real Madrid. I think his manager was Ancelotti, definitely there. So he knows how Ancelotti managed that situation. So he's not like someone who's come from the outside. So I was actually intrigued when he actually took the job, because I almost feel like Real Madrid's a job, maybe for someone, maybe if Alonso's more at the end of his career and he's not as hands-on, he's more of a manager. I think when you're young and you're energetic, you've got your ideas, you're always wanting to put them out there every day on the training pitch. So I think by the sounds of it, you're going to do well probably to last the season, maybe not even till Christmas, if tonight doesn't go well, obviously. But when I look at sort of Alonso there being, a clever lad like he is, a great coach, just actually taking that job in the first place, how was he ever going to win? Because when you think of coaches who's been to Real Madrid, great coach, Benitez was out of there really quick, a great coach, won the Champions League with us, and Alonso. Carlos Queiroz was a great coach at Manchester United, goes to Real Madrid, found it tough. And the ones who've really succeeded are Del Bosque, Ancelotti and Zidane. We all think they're great managers, but we don't think they're great coaches. And that's just that's the way of doing things at Real Madrid.
Because you've been a coach, and I think you put your point across really well. What is the difference between a coach and a manager? Can you explain that to the viewers? Because a lot of people think, well, it's the same thing.
No, it is not. It is not. So, for example, you have let me not go into Pep, because Pep can do both. But you have guys that will just let the players be players.
So managing
let's say managing what you need to manage. So sometimes in teams like that, you're not going to tell, I won't say names that I know, to come and have breakfast at 8 in the morning. Because you want to do it, you want to talk about a tactic at 8 in the morning. Like the guy will tell you, I want the Champions League coming, not whenever I want it, but like we're not going to do that at 8. What's the point to battle at that moment? What's the main goal? The main goal is to be successful and not to lose players along the way, because at the end of the day, I've been there, you're going to lose that battle against players.
Is it different? It feels to me like it's different to Barcelona. And Real Madrid and Barcelona both have, I would say, always the best players in the world. But it feels to me like at Barcelona, it is about like maybe a coach and maybe at times coaching. What is different about Real Madrid? Because they have the same level of players.
It is different. At Barcelona, they create coaches. So they have a style of play that they need to respect. So it's accepted via the core of the club and the fans. You don't match that, you're not going there. Same at Madrid. It is a different approach that the president has said, as Guillaume said, that is 90% players, 10% coach. You need to understand that you need let them drive the car. Sometimes ego will kick in, the way you see the game will kick in. But once again, you need to understand at one point, what's the goal? The goal is for that player or the team to perform tonight. So for example, if a player arrives late in the morning of a game, what do you do? And that's your go-to player. What do you do? It happened to be. So you're late for what you're late for. So you're late for the breakfast or you're late for the team talk. You're not entering that room because you're late for the team talk. Okay, we will explain to you what was supposed to happen or not, but I'm not going to punish you of not playing tonight. I need to win tonight.
Do you think that would change at Real Madrid?
I don't know, but why I'm saying, understand well, this is the difference between coaching and managing. Manage the situation. So if you manage that situation at that particular moment, why are you going to upset the best player of your team for not being on time for understand me well. Back in the days, I wouldn't have accepted that. But when you're a coach, you need to analyze that you need to win tonight and not lose that player. So punish him for what he's late for, but don't punish him for not playing the game. And let me finish just that one because it's important. A coach will not deviate to what they're about to make sure that the team can win. And the battle, the players is always going to win it.
So you've been in coaching and sort of, I'm not saying give advice to Xabi Alonso, but do you think, would you have certain ways of doing things as a coach? So when you start out, maybe at Monaco, but say you then got the Real Madrid job, would you be totally different?
Look, I won't even go there.
Would you have to change
I didn't even arrive there.
No, but
the way I started with Monaco, okay, I'll tell you, as you said, I wanted to be full on, control everything and do everything, not my way, we're going to play like that. To the Olympics, I started to understand the players, see them, being vulnerable with them, have empathy. I was a player, I'm like, okay, what's the goal? You're late, but okay, we need you. I need to make sure that I'm not going to lose certain players because if not, I lose my job, we lose the game. Ultimately, everybody loses, right? So you don't want to readjust. You need to be a bit more like, okay, put your ego on the side, Thierry. Those guys have won here. Try to see if they can also help you to ease through that. And then maybe when you win a title or two, I'm talking about, and you win a Champions League, then maybe you can start to flex a bit. But at the very beginning, you need to have that emotional intelligence to make sure that you can understand the player to go forward and win. Because the goal is to win, all of us together. Kate.
No, come on. Yes.